Welcome back to News Insights. Hello, guys. We're thinking we probably we're not gonna be discussing anything about Peter Obi and Abure anytime soon. But it appears this clarification has to be made that Abure still remains the chairman being displayed at least in INEC platforms. How about that, Kingsley? What Obi, because Obi, before now the Supreme Court judgment, people have seen Obi not to be fully involved, even when they know
in party politics.
Yeah, he was with Nenade and Co, but at least they felt okay. Obi didn't want to be involved in party politics. Yeah. But after the judgment, he moved clearly with
he identified with
Nenade and the Oti and Co. So how is Obi going to be seeing this? I mean, what is he fighting for at this time?
Well, before that time, what we got to know was that they were having the obedient structures set up, so that, because he has told us, if he was a party man, he would have told us that obedient can be in any party. I don't think anybody will try to market other party when he has a completed party that he is into. But after this one came up, we saw him came out and moved with all political elected members of the party,
and those seeking to run for another,
and those that ran before and failed. Yes. I really will not know why he chose to go that route. But I as a person thought that it was not the best way that he should have gone. He should have stayed the obedient way and he was already talking party politics, because he was already talking
but party is the base to any election.
Oh yeah, but it's already speaking coalition. Okay. And from what the rumors that are flying in here and there, other people that are elected on the party, some have even left, some are trying to join other party. Do you understand? For example, someone like Ned Maswin doesn't really care about the Labour Party anymore. It says is disorganized in a way, so what's left there.
Okay, Peter and Philip, how will Obi see his position if this INEC recognition of Abure continues?
Last week, the issue of Obi, Uti, Supreme Court judgment, Abure came on the forehead, and I was very vehement that it is the Supreme Court judgment has not in any way sacked Abure or installed Nenade and her group.
Because clearly, installation of Nenade was not even before the Supreme Court.
What I did said that what the Supreme Court merely says that the court below do not have jurisdiction. Therefore, whatever thing they may have done were done in error, traverse, that null and void. Today, on that occasion, Obi came out to say, I am not for coalition, I'm not for this, I am a Labour Party, I will remain a Labour Party. Now that the organ that supervises all political parties has come to recognize Abure, and Abure team has said that they are going to sanction Obi and Uti for this anti-party activity they are doing, what becomes of Obi?
I think that of Oti, Kingsley, I'm not too worried about that. Oti's body language is in APC.
It's very clear. So
it's in APC.
Yeah, so very, extremely very clear that he's going to APC. It's still an alleged stuff, or no matter how we focus it's the body language. It may be halted at a point. We don't know. Yeah. But I like I said, I think that Obi should have stayed with his movement, which is striving, right, than to mess himself up with this. And also, let me say something, sir. The body that supervises these political parties, which is the INEC, they also don't need to play a ding-dong affair with so many things. An official statement also needs to come from them. Yes, we know that.
But you don't believe their website, for example?
No, their website is okay. But because they have done other things before that is not straight. Yeah. They also need to come out to make statement and say, we follow a constitution by the party, and this is the reason.
Before now there's a litigation
Okay.
Once there is litigation ongoing,
the litigation is gone.
It's gone. That is why you see where we are now today.
No,
in their website.
No, that's what has been there since. Now that is, they will say, this is why we have kept, and this is the line we are following. They need to do that.
Okay.
You see, party policy is very interesting. INEC need not make any official statement because there are no new convention or anything about the LP at the moment.
Anywhere.
So if you had gone to court, if the court has said otherwise, they would have.
INEC doesn't run the party.
They don't run the party.
Let me tell you, how many parties do we have? INEC cannot be meddling into their settling cases and settling
because during the ruling of the court judgment, the Supreme Court judgment, the justice that delivered it said that people, the parties should look into their constitution and see that if there is an agreed time for you to leave office,
Certainly.
according to the constitution.
Certainly.
So that's what they are.
Do you know? Let me tell you, most parties, when you elect a working committee or appoint a working committee or do, those working committee will continue to work to the time the appointment letter says or to the time a replacement
new
is
executive
made.
comes in.
There has never been a vacuum. You know, that's how it runs in most parties. Do you understand me? If they put, sometimes you see caretaker committee appointment for local government or for any state, it could say 3 months. They will continue to run either stopping at that 3 months or until a congress is conducted and replaced. Vacuums are not allowed. Do you understand? So these
generally in life, vacuums are not allowed. There are no vacuum. There are no places.
So Philip, let me get it. Do you think this could be weakening Obi's move to a coalition? Because today I am strongly for coalition. Tomorrow, the body language looks like I might salvage LP and see how we can go about it. After all, most of the statements coming up from the convention, the stakeholders meeting they held that day was that, after all, look at what they scored as LP, and they felt they were cheated. That chances of even doing it alone and leaving bad people, in quotes, in coalition or whatever, could be there. So this front and back, could it weaken Obi's chances in the coalition?
Well, Obi is a politician and he knows better. He knows what to do to have the strength he needs to be in office. Asking me whether this could weaken his chance, there's still enough time. If he had made mistakes, because he's human, he's bound to make mistakes. Certainly. So now that it happened early, it's enough for him to go back to the drawing board and see where he has gotten it wrong, like he has been advocating, all of us been advocating, or to stick with the obedient movement so that if he's going to any coalition, he could have a better negotiating power, or he try to still muzzle the LP and that will help his money, or rather he stay low in LP. It's all left for him now that it's now becoming clear to him that look, Abure is not a pushover in this battle.
I think what Obi wanted to do, I don't know what's on his mind, but I think what he wanted to do was to take a party to the coalition.
Okay, we don't know. A lot of people were also talking to you. But let me put this to you. Obi, take it or leave it, he's generally accepted among the youth, many youths.
Yes.
Many youth
and
today.
Many masses.
Yes, many.
Whether young or old.
Yes. Particularly the youth who are all out to come out and do it for free.
Yes.
In quotes.
Because their number is high.
Yeah. So he has that behind him. Yes. And people believe that if not for anything, that Obi would have been very prudent in management of government resources. Yes. Now, if Obi goes into a coalition, because I've always said it, that no matter, even though Abure and Nenadi faction come to one, I do not subscribe to Labour Party going into this election alone. I've been saying it. Yes. They need coalition to cover all interests.
That's what he wanted to take.
He need that coalition so that you don't Labour invade.
But again. Now that he's not
getting I'm coming. See where I'm going. If he goes into coalition, mind you, coalition have been saying it's not all about one person. Obi himself said, I'm not desperate to be president, but I want to see Nigeria work. Okay. If he goes into the coalition for any reason, Obi is not the presidential candidate. The obedience what do you think they will do?
Oh, definitely they are going to pull back. The forecast of all of us, or what our political thinking cap is that we are putting on his thinking, is that nobody will choose or be somebody else in a coalition, or that if Obi is in that coalition. For example, I can't remember one politician that talked about it. He said, we know today that the person that joins the North, the South, the East together is Obi. That's number one. Number two, the youth, like you said, are for him. The other side that he doesn't know is that maybe he doesn't know the strength of what he has. It's very possible. As in political thinking, he doesn't know the strength of what he has with the people that are rooting for him. Not just because he moves from one place to the other. Every country wants their president to move when there's a political matter, especially the strength of the office of the president and commander-in-chief. But when
that's the physical strength.
The physical strength.
That's physical well-being.
Physical well-being, yes. And attending to matter when it's hot. Yes. Because everybody always wants, whether you can solve it or you cannot solve it.
We want quick response.
We want quick response. And somewhere, Obi somehow, some way, has filled that gap. Do you understand? Is it possible that he doesn't know the strength he has?
I think he does, and it's been working for him, no matter how you look at it, because Obi is very, very popular. But now, let me just repeat that question. If Obi is not, for any reason, he goes into a coalition and is not the presidential candidate, what would Obedience do?
The thing is this. Whether the obedient will go along or not is very key. But it all depends on who the coalition choose to be their candidate and the role will be played in that choice and what Obi think of that choice. If Obi feel dissatisfied and he felt the role, the choice is not the right choice, the obedient will pull back completely. But if Obi play a vital role and say, look, this person is better than me, I am queued behind this person, let us deliver this person, I see the obedient going with Obi. Obi will play a vital role in electing that person.
And also educate his
people. But if he feels dissatisfied, you can't find any obedience.
But let me also say something. You see, there are already unwritten rules that are things that have been done. The North 8 years, the South 8 years. If the coalition must have a very strong power to come in, they must pick somebody from the South. If not, I can tell you the obedience will pull back. Okay. Because that's one. Secondly, the gain that will come to Tinubu will be the fact that he's from the South, and the South will want to feel as if they are being shortchanged. Not letting them finish their 18. It may damage the
map.
Yes.
Okay,
the damage of the opposition may be very strong.
Okay, so at the end of the day, we are looking at even though Labour decides to shoot sword now as it is and work together, Obi should still seek coalition to cover all grounds. And any coalition might become very stronger if Obi is their presidential candidate. Yes, this is still News Insights, and we'll be right back.